Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and another unboxing here. We had another cool Hero Quest pickup that we picked up at Gen Con, sadly just getting to it now, but a new sort of start here for Hero Quest for folks that are looking to get in. It's called Hero Quest First Light, so it's basically like a stripped down version of the big Hero Quest box to get players into it. So you do get your character minis here. You got your Wizard, Elf, Dwarf, and Barbarian. Comes with a really cool, unique Dragon mini, which is worth picking up the box just for that. But as you can see, it's a little bit stripped down. It looks like, you know, a lot of the minis here are just going to be like cardboard cutouts. But we'll take a look and see what we get in here and just kind of evaluate it. But, you know, it's, again, much smaller, much more compact than the big box for Hero Quest. So it's a nice starting off point for those who maybe don't want to go all in on just a really big box with a lot of components like the main box does, and then jumping into all the expansions and just kind of getting overwhelmed with minis, etc. So we'll open this up here and we'll see what we get. Alrighty guys, we're back. We got everything open, so we're just going to take it and turn here and see what we get. So it's definitely packed to the brim, so it's not a box that's kind of hiding how little is in there. This is packed full, like there's no extra room whatsoever, so it's a pretty hefty box. So you get your character sheet here, good amount there, and obviously you can like photocopy should you run out, so good stuff there. Then let's see here, oops. So we get the quest book. I like the way that they do that, so pretty simple, explains the missions, everything going on there, nice color stuff there, so pretty classic Hero Quest stuff there, like that. We get the First Light rulebook, and again, very light as well, pun intended as far as page count on here. So again, just explaining the Hero Quest basics. If you're an old school Hero Quest player or been playing for a while with the re-releases, you're going to be very familiar with this, but it seems nice and simply laid out overall for everybody. So neat stuff there. Oops, get that off to the side. We get our DM screen here, or GM screen rather. Has everything for the game master on here to help facilitate and run the scenario. So nice and compact, as much as you could want on there. And love the artwork as well. So good stuff. A lot of our very familiar Hero Quest tokens and stuff here for doors, steps, traps, etc. So we get a nice sheet there. Instead of, again, like the physical dungeon tables, etc., like all the different things that we would have like physical models for in the Bane game. Here it's just cardboard. Again, keeping it simple. You just lay that on the map board. Here are punch outs for the enemies. Excuse me. But again, rather than the physical minis, it's just, again, these standees here, but that's perfectly fine. Little, oh, it's a, I thought that was a cat for a second. No, it's one of the rats. Doors. And again, instead of the physical ones, this is a little bit more like some of the old school, like the original box from like the late 80s, early 90s. The new style Fimmers, or Abominations, whatever they're calling them now. Treasure chests, etc. So basically everything from the main Hero Quest game, but just simplified. We get the game board as well, which does appear to be different. There we go. Interesting. So don't want to unfold the whole thing here, but just to show you guys a little bit more, see if we can get this off camera for a second here. So it's got a double-sided map, so that's interesting. A new take here, making things look a little bit different. So there's this stuff going on, but then you also have the classic, oops, definitely don't want to break this, but like the classic Hero Quest rooms and everything. So really neat there. So get that out of the way. So we get our minis, and again, basically just a repeat from the main box, I do believe, at least very similar. But they've been doing really good stuff with these too. So these definitely have a dual use if you're playing other RPGs like D&D and stuff like that. A neat thing to invest with a lot of these games. Hey, you get some neat minis. Boom, you got a Barbarian for your D&D or Pathfinder or whatever it is that you're playing. The HeroQuest dice, of course. Now the unique mini in here. Just get it out. So it's pretty hefty. Obviously not going to be like a massive dragon on the scale that some of like the newer minis have that are out there for like WizKids and stuff like that. It's not meant to be like this gargantuan thing. It's obviously still got to fit inside a board game box. But if you compare it to the characters, right, substantially bigger. It gets the point across. This is a big bad guy. And again, suitable for other RPGs and stuff too. Pretty easy to paint up, or you could just leave it as a actual black dragon. Here, a lot of these standees for the monsters, so pretty hefty bag for that, and then like the doors and stuff too. We get our deck of cards, which again will have stat cards for everybody, traps, treasures, etc. So pretty much a crossover from the regular HeroQuest box. So we're good there. And then let's see what is hiding in here. If anything, no, that is just empty space. I guess we could reuse this as a dice box. Maybe that's kind of what they have it intended for. But yeah, so that just kind of sits there. I guess it'd be a good collecting thing too for, I guess, the tokens. You can flip that upside down now that I think about it. If this would cooperate, let's see if we can get that back down here. Ah, that's why. Okay. Oh my lord, at some point this will cooperate. There we go. Alright, so there you have it. So again, as like a basic intro box, I don't remember exactly what this one was costing, but wasn't obviously anywhere near what the big box is. So we're getting 5 true minis in here, a whole bunch of punch outs. So it again gets you all the HeroQuest flavor and the funness of the game without having all those extra minis and like dungeon terrain pieces and all that stuff that you'd have, which you'd probably want to paint at some point. So this is just, like I said, a nice little starter. You do get the cool, unique mini in here. So worth picking up even if you have all the other HeroQuest stuff. Just a neat thing to have. As always, again, you get other things you can use for other RPGs and stuff. Plenty of great resources there. And then again, I like the new double-sided map tile board here, right? We have all the classic rooms, and then on the other side we have this newer setup, so worth doing there, especially if you have some custom HeroQuest scenarios that you've built over time. Great way to just, also have some more grounds for using the new room layouts and stuff like that. So all in all, pretty happy with it. We'll get to that in more detail at some point, and take a look at the minis and get those painted up. But yeah, overall, definitely a neat little pickup here. Well worth picking it up. So if you are new to HeroQuest, not sure, if you really want to invest in a big box and all that, this is a great entry point. Although again, HeroQuest is fantastic, and in your case, a little biased on that, of course, but yeah, you can't go wrong with HeroQuest at all. But definitely, if you're on the fence and just want to just try something simple, get a good quality game here and dip your toes into this system, this board game. Very, very good setup from these guys. Well worth the pickup. And then that lets you figure out what you want to do next for HeroQuest. You can go with the big game if you want, things like actual minis, or just start jumping into some of the expansions. So really neat idea here. We'll have to see what else they do as they keep expanding HeroQuest. But HeroQuest First Light, definitely a good one, guys. Let us know if you picked it up and your thoughts, and what other kind of board games you have been into lately. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.